Hello Year 7, you've uploaded some absolutely brilliant work. The lunar charts are really coming along now, the ones that have been submitted already. Some of you haven't quite finished that yet, that's okay, you've still got some time, but a couple that I've gotten have been absolutely fab. Okay, so this picture slightly to do with it, it's of space. This is a picture taken of Pluto in 1996, and then a picture in 2015 when a satellite went much closer and orbited the planet and took some pictures. I just think it's a wonderful, wonderful image showing how our understanding of the universe is getting better and better all the time. Okay, but last week's video and activity was all about light and about lenses. So it's a little bit to do with this, because you use lenses to make these pictures. Okay, and you uploaded some brilliant work. So we've got somebody's name written backwards. I don't know how long it took you to write this backwards. I found writing my name backwards really tough. It took me a good few attempts. And then we put the glass in front, and it goes right around. Okay, lovely bit of work. Now I was going to spend some time out in the garden recording a new little video showing the arrow going the other way, but our wonderful pupil has done it for me. So we've got the arrow and we pan down and we've got the glass in front of the arrow and it flips direction. Okay, we've even got a little bit of direction going on here. It's a wonderful little video. I noticed that you've spilt a little bit of water on the floor. I do hope you clean that up. Okay, but this is a fantastic bit of work. Excellent stuff. Okay, now this bit of work was uploaded, and this was one of my favourite ray diagrams, the diagram of showing how the light is travelling. Now there's three things that I really like about this. Okay, the first thing that I really like, which is the most important, is that the light's going in the right direction. It's starting at the arrow, it's travelling away from it, it hits the glass and ends up at the camera. The light isn't coming out of the camera, it's not a laser beam coming out of the camera or coming out of your eyes. It goes from the object to the camera or from the object to our eye. Okay, so the direction on these arrows is correct and it's really important and it's done very well. Excellent, well done. The second thing I really like is that it was drawn with a ruler. The light is going in a straight line. Okay, a little bit bumpy here, but it's a straight line, which is excellent. Okay, definitely should be a straight line. Okay, that's the second thing I really like. The third thing I like is that you've got the idea that the glass has to be doing something. Okay, it has to be doing something to the light. Okay, and you've given it a good go. You've shown that it's changing direction, and it does change direction, but it's a little bit different from this. Okay, so it's brilliant in the direction of the arrows, brilliant in that they're straight lines, and a good go at getting them in the right direction, but it's a bit different. Okay, so if I draw the arrow here, according to your diagram, if a bit of light, a ray of light comes from the top of the arrow and it hits the glass of water, it bends here and ends up at this side of the camera. So it starts here on the right side of the screen here and it ends up on the right side of the screen here. But that's not what you found out, because you found out that the arrow starts all the way at the right, but then it flips. It's on the left side of the picture now. So somehow the light has to have started here and ended up here. Okay, now it does that because it changes direction here, and I've tried to draw it on your diagram on the next slide. So we've got the light at the end of this arrow, it hits the glass of water, it changes direction here, and it ends up on this side of the camera. And we can see that maybe a little bit clearer using the Phet Simulation. So this is the Phet Simulation. It was in a link in the last video. We've got a laser here, and light's coming out in a beautiful straight line. Okay, I can check it with a straight edge. So it's going in one side, coming out the other. It's going in a straight line. And I've got the glass of water. I've changed it to water. And we can see that if the arrow is at the top of the screen, where the light's coming out here, and it hits the glass water, let me turn off reflections, it will end up at the bottom of the screen here. So if the arrow is at the top, it'll end up at the bottom. Okay, if the arrow is at the bottom, it'll end up at the top. Okay, and this is how light works with kind of circular shapes like lenses. Okay, we can also change it to show lots of rays coming in at once. Okay, so this might show the top ray of light here would be the top of the arrow, and the bottom of the laser here would be the bottom of the arrow. And this one, it travels along on a straight line. It changes direction a little bit inside that water, those connections between the air and the water. And this top one ends up at the bottom of the rays over here. So the tip of the arrow would end up being at the bottom of the page over here. Now you can do some cool stuff with this bit of software. You can change it from just red light to white light. Okay, which doesn't look that impressive. Okay. You can turn on reflections, which can do some weird things. But then if you go in at the side, so it changes direction quite a lot, you'll start to end up with rainbows. So if I put this shape at the top, and I put it down like this, there is the spectrum of all those colours, all that white light split up. And this is how a rainbow forms, where we've got the light from the sun coming in and hitting a water droplet. Okay, now, this week's work is different. This week, we're going to be looking at atoms, elements, and compounds. So your job is to split a page up into 3 sections. You can do it like I've done on the screen here, or you can do it another creative way, I don't mind. Whatever wonderful ideas you have will be brilliant, I'm sure. And I want some information, I want you to find it out, about elements, about compounds, and about mixtures. And for each one, I want to have a diagram, a picture that's got some labels on it. I want a definition, I want you to find out a definition. What is a compound? What is a mixture? What is an element? And I want you to have at least 2 examples of compounds, 2 examples of elements, and 2 examples of mixtures. Okay, now I've done an example of compounds, where I've got a little drawing to show a water compound, okay, where we've got an oxygen element, an oxygen atom, bonded, chemically bonded to 2 hydrogen atoms. And I've written it out here, there's my labels, and I've got a little definition, a substance that is made of 2 or more different elements chemically bonded together. Okay, so I want something like this for each box, for compounds, for elements, and for mixtures. Okay, now this is only a start because I don't have 2 examples. Okay, so some more examples of compounds would make this even better. Now, I hope you have a wonderful time over the next week. Keep sane, keep safe, be nice to each other, and take care. Bye-bye.